Okay, so recording has started. Okay, so just to recap, in last demo session, uh, what we have done is we walked through the core concepts of information technology, and I also explained that how to understand the information technology in case you are fresher, and I also explained that how to choose your field. Okay, in a scenario where you are totally a fresher or you're from a non-technical background. Most probably we have students from commerce background. We have students working in back office, so they don't know totally anything about information technology. So I explained then is how to understand the core concepts of information technology, and I also explained how to choose your field and what all fields are there available. Okay, let me pull out it real quick.
Hello.
Sorry, I was speaking on mute.
Okay.
Okay, okay. So I explained that means how to understand the information technology if you're not from technical background or a fresh graduate. Okay, so you can compare your day-to-day daily life activities with information technologies. Okay, you can take example of your mobile device, and you can take the example of your day-to-day application which you are using in your mobile device. So in that way, it will be very useful for you people to understand like how the core IT concepts work. Okay, so the different departments in IT. So as I said, there are two departments. One is the development. Again, if you take the example of your mobile devices, okay, the application like WhatsApp and application like WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, and Google Chrome, they are all application. It is written by some programmers, people who write those codes or who wrote the code. They are called developers. Okay. So I'm giving very basic example of your mobile devices. And the people who design the operating system, the people who make all the programs, okay, like using Java or Python or Ruby, .NET, all these application, the people which they use to develop an application or just keep admitting the people. Huh? just keep admitting it. Okay,
Okay,
so
okay,
they that yeah, so that is called as development. So that is altogether a different world. Okay, and what we are bothered is about the infra world. So what is infra? Infra is like the assembling the physical parts of the mobile device, installing the Android, installing the application on the mobile devices, configuring your mobile device. Like example, if the sound is not outputting any sound, so how will you troubleshoot? We will check the sound settings, and if you want to make the screen is very bright and during the dark time you want to turn off the screen brightness or you want to reduce the screen brightness, so you will go to display settings. So all these configuration which are all pre-built, adjusting it, okay, troubleshooting it if the mobile is not working, okay, what all things we do, this all comes under infra. So installation, configuration, maintenance, okay, and administration. These are the four major parts of infra. So throughout this course, we are going to learn installation, configuration, and administration and maintenance. Okay, what will do you do in case of anything is not working? How to troubleshoot? What are the steps? Okay, so very basic example of maintenance is which I gave just now. Okay, if the sound is very low, we check the sound settings. If the display is bright, we check the display settings. Okay, and if the message is not going, we check whether the uh, mobile is in flight mode or if it has an internet connection. So these are all very basic kind of troubleshooting. And in information technology, we have such level of troubleshooting from very basic to very advanced level. Okay, so we have four level of supports in infra. So basically, the supports are categorized into L1, L2, L3, and L4. Okay, and we also have level 0 as well, like where I can't say or formally we have that, but it is totally like for freshers. Okay, then we have level 1. Level 1 is like any issue comes, you address that issue, you take the core information from the issue and you pass it to level 2. So L1 is just monitoring, okay, just just monitoring, where you are not going to fix anything, but rather you will try to fix. And if within a specific time you are not able to fix it, you will pass it on to level 2. Level 2 is a intermediate kind of troubleshooting where they have all the tools and access to perform the troubleshooting. And then comes the level 3. Level 3 is advanced level of troubleshooting where a L2 guy fails to provide the solution in the specific time. And then we have level 4. Level 4 is nothing but a vendor support. Like if anything is not working in my Microsoft operating system, it will go to through the all the steps and procedures of L1, L2, L3, and finally I will log a call with Microsoft and I will say that this is my issue, nor my L1 team, nor my L2 team, nor my L3 team is able to support. So you please support. So the vendor where they provide the support is the L4 team. Okay. Example, you have any dispute in your transaction of your bank, example of HDFC Bank. Okay, so you try your steps, you go to through your statements, you will check where you spend the money. And then if there is any fraudulence, you will try to check that who exactly has spent the money. And then you log a complaint with HDFC customer care. So those customer care, they have some tools in the background to verify something very advanced than you. So they are the L4 tool. So this core concept you need to understand in infra. Okay. So now you know what is development and what is infra. You can choose your field in information technology. Okay. You have the option uh, whether you go to uh, server admins, then you have messaging admins, those who look after Office 365. Then you have cloud admin, okay, who looks after AWS, GCP, Azure, and all. Then you have storage and backup admin, the people who take care of storage and the backup of all the data. Then you have a database admin. Database admins are like people who take care of a database like Oracle database, SQL database. So these are all various fields. Okay. So it's depend upon you what you are going to choose. So what we are going to learn is server administration, messaging administration, and cloud administration. Okay. So what is infra? I explain what in the while explaining the difference between development and infra. Okay. So quickly, what is operating system? The operating system is a set of programs that is installed on your hardware device. For example, if I take the example of mobile, then the operating system is Android or iOS. Okay. And if I take the example of your laptop or desktop, the operating system is Windows 7, Windows 10, Vista, XP, Windows 8. You have Macintosh, Apple Macintosh. So these are all various operating systems. Okay. So what we are going to do today is we will check how to install OS and apps. Okay. So we have this 10 point installing OS and app. So this is what we are going to do today in our lab. Different products of operating system. We have Microsoft, Linux, we have Google who produces Android. Then we have Apple who produces iOS and Macintosh. Okay. Can anyone tell me what is different between different products of operating system and different types of operating system? This is the major chapter for today. So anyone, they can put themselves on unmute and then explain what are the different types of operating system. I'm not
Different
asking
types of
about different products of operating.
different
Yeah,
types of operating system like Windows is a operating system, Linux is also operating system, and Android is also kind of operating system. And
oh, okay, so Rizwan, I just said that those are different products of operating system, okay, which I already explained. I'm asking you what are different types of operating system.
I think
there are
there are
two
two
there
types
are two types of
of
operating system: server operating system and the client operating system.
Correct. So this is very important thing to note. There are two types of operating system. One is server operating system and client operating system. Okay. And the different product of OS. Don't get confused. You have Microsoft, Linux, then you have Google, then you have Apple. They are all producers. Okay, they are all companies which produce the operating system. And different types of operating system is server operating system and client operating system. Microsoft produces server operating system and client operating system as well. Similarly, Linux also produces server operating system and client operating system. Google has only client operating system. They don't have any server products. Apple also they have only client operating system. Okay. Now to better explain, I will give you example. Google produces Android, which is a client operating system. Apple produces iOS and Macintosh, which is a client operating system. Microsoft also produces client operating system that is called as Windows 10, Windows 7, Vista, which you are using in your laptop. Okay. Linux produces Ubuntu. So what is different between server operating system and client operating system? The difference is the client operating system is used by end users. Okay. Like Windows 7, Windows 10, and Windows 11. They are all client operating system. And server operating system are like client operating system, but they are installed on server and they give you some services. Client operating system does not give any services. Okay, so these are the major difference. If I pull this notes, server is a machine which gives service. Client is a machine which receives service. So this is the major difference between a server operating system and a client operating system. Okay, so what do you mean by receiving a service? Like you are using WhatsApp. So you are getting some service. Okay, you are getting the chat and collaboration service. You are using Teams. So you are using the chat services or the meeting services. You are using Chrome. You are using it for accessing websites. So that is the client operating system. Now, what is server operating system? Server is a machine which gives services. So how will you understand it? Example, if you are using WhatsApp and you are sending WhatsApp, for example, I am using WhatsApp and I am sending WhatsApp to Imran. Okay, I am sending a WhatsApp message to Imran. So how it works? Okay, I have a mobile device here and I have a mobile device here. Okay, this mobile device is used by Mustafa and this mobile device is used by Imran. Mustafa sends a WhatsApp message to Imran. This WhatsApp message doesn't goes directly. You have a WhatsApp server over here. Okay. You have a WhatsApp server over here. This WhatsApp server is owned by Facebook. Okay. Earlier WhatsApp, as it was uh, a proprietary company of its own, but now WhatsApp is used by Facebook. So Facebook has a data center. Okay. Facebook have data centers in which they have this server, and this server they have multiple servers over here. So if you have seen in YouTube or videos, the data center where all the light blinks, multiple light blinks in the data center. So those are all servers and network devices and routers and switches. Okay. So what happened? Mustafa sends message. It will go to uh, this WhatsApp server and he will tell, hey, Mustafa is sending message and he's looking that message should be delivered to Imran. WhatsApp will tell, okay, let me go through my data structure and algorithm and I will check who is Imran. So it will manipulate the message and it will check for the correct Imran. There are a lot of Imrans in the internet. It will check for the correct Imran based on the number configured on its device and then it will redirect the message. Okay. Now the operating system which is installed on this server is called as server operating system. Got it? and the operating system which is installed on this your mobile device is client operating system. Okay, and you have the same thing, client operating system here as well. So it can be Android or it can be iOS. Okay, so Android is the client operating system. It goes and contacts the WhatsApp server. Okay, and the WhatsApp server will deliver the message. Okay, so the operating system which manipulates or gives service. Now this server is providing a WhatsApp service. So this is called as a server operating system. The application or the OS which is installed on a server operating system is called as a server operating system. So coming back, the client operating system, we have Windows XP, Vista, 2007, 11, Android Extra. In server operating system, we have server 2008, 2012, 2016, and now we have 2022, Linux, etc. Okay, so these are all the operating system. Okay, if you see, the client operating system is named as Windows XP, Windows Vista, Windows 2007. But server operating system is named as, it will start from Windows Server 2008, Windows Server 2012, Windows Server 2016. So in today's lab, what we are going to do is we are going to install a server operating system. So just watch what I am doing step by step, what you will do on your first day of job if your boss asks you to install a operating system. Okay, so if my boss asks me to install an operating system, I will ask the boss, give me a server. The boss says, okay, this is the server. Okay, so he will say, this is the server. Then the next question you will ask your boss is, give me the operating system that will be installed on the server. Now the boss will ask, okay, I will give you the operating system. You download it from the internet. So I will go to the internet and I will download. But before that, I will ask my boss, what operating system do you want? Whether you want Linux or you want Windows. The boss will tell, I want Windows. The boss will tell, okay, install. The next question you will ask is, what version of operating system do you want? Boss will tell, go and install 2012. You directly have to ignore him and you have to say that 2012 has been deprecated or it is end of life. Okay, 2012 is not in the market anymore. Even if you install, you won't get a Microsoft support. So you will have to recommend, okay, the existing market is of 2016 or 2019 and above. Then you will install the 2016 operating system on the machine and you will give it to your boss. Now, here's the lab, what we are going to do. Let me pull my lab. Okay. So this is nothing or VMware workstation. Okay. Download it on your laptop and then you can install lab on the laptop because you can't directly do a lab on your laptop because it will, if anything goes wrong, then your whole laptop has to be formatted. So you have to download VMware workstation or you can use the Hyper-V manager that is inbuilt in Windows 10. So there are some issues opening Hyper-V manager for
Sir, break your voice.
Mustafa, you are not audible. Hello? Hello?
It's opening fine. Hello,
Yes, yes, yes.
am I
Sir,
Your your voice is
little bit
breaking.
break your voice.
audible now?
Yes, yes, you are audible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So what I was telling is you have to install server this Hyper-V manager or VMware workstation. Install Hyper-V or VMware workstation. I will give you link to download the VMware workstation. You can install that VMware workstation on your laptop. So they are just virtualization software. Uh, what it does is it creates machine inside your machines. Okay, it is just kind of a dual app. Okay, you install dual app in your mobile devices. It is similar. It is a simulator or a piece of software which is using for installing machine inside your machines. So this is my Hyper-V, and I have four machines running on my Hyper-V virtualizer software. Okay. So this is my Hyper-V software, and what I will suggest is you people uh, download this software, VMware Workstation. Okay, it is a desktop hypervisor. Go to this specific thing, and you can download the trial version over here. Okay, you can download the VMware Workstation Edition 11. Sorry, Edition 16. Right now, I think VMware Workstation Pro 16 is in progress. So you can download. I will provide the link. Okay. So what will it do? It will give you this little console to install the operating system. So how to install operating system? The steps for creating the operating system. I'm using Hyper-V Manager, but it is same as you are using your VMware workstation. Okay, so the options are same, just the installation steps might be here and there, but uh, just see what I am doing. Okay, I have this piece of software open, which is called as hypervisor. I will go to here. I will right click and I will say create new virtual machine. So what it's going to do, it's going to install a virtual machine inside my physical laptop. So it is an another machine within my laptop. Okay. So I will say next, and I will say the machine name as on something online batch server one. Okay. So I will name it the friendly name. Then I will ensure store this virtual machine in a different location. I will store this machine in, I will go to labs and I will create a new folder and I will say online batch server. Okay, I will select and just for categorization, I am placing it on my dedicated path. Next, it will ask what generation. So I will select the latest one, generation 2. Next, it will ask for what is the memory. So I will give 1 GB RAM. Okay, so my machine has 16 GB RAM and I will make it 1 GB or 2 GB. So I recommend you put it 2 GB because that is good for functioning of the virtual machine. Next, in the network connection, you have to use default switch. Okay, and in VMware, there will be option called as host only. Okay, then it will give you a summary that it will give the automatically it will create a hard disk. So the name is online batch server 1.vhdx. So what is this? This is a virtual hard disk. So similarly, when are you creating something virtual? So everything is created as virtual. Like you have physical hard disk, so there will be a virtual hard disk, and the extension of virtual hard disk is VHDX. Okay, so I will say it should be only 40 GB. So everyone might be familiar with the extension. So extension basically explains the type of file. Example, if I say MP3, then it is audio file. If I say MP4, it is a video file. DOCX, it is a doc. XLS is Excel file. PDF is the Acrobat file. Okay. So similarly, when I say VHDX, then it is the virtual hard disk file. Okay. So it will get installed on this location. Then I will say next. Then this is very important screen. It will ask, do you want to install an operating system or you want to install the operating system later? I will say install operating system from bootable image file. So this image file, I will give you the link to download. You have to download this image file on your system. Okay. So I have my image file over here. So what is image file? It is the virtual DVD drive, disk image. Okay. The extension of that image file is .iso. So I will, this is my downloaded server operating system disk. Okay. It is a ISO file. ISO file is nothing but your virtual DVD. Like VHDX is your virtual hard disk, .iso is your virtual DVD. So in that DVD, I have downloaded the virtual DVD of Windows Server 2016 from the internet, and I will give you the link to download this server operating system from the net. Okay, I will say, okay. So it is as good as you have inserted a DVD in your DVD drive. Okay, then next. Then I will say finish. Okay, now you can see online batch server 1 machine is created. Now I will double click it or simply right click and say connect. And it will ask the virtual machine is turned off. क्या तुमको चालू करना है? So I will say yes, start. Now carefully see what it is going to do. Let me reset it. Okay, so for some reason I have very low space on my local disk. So that is the reason it's not opening. But when it starts, it will give the option for the installation of operating system. So let me turn off it. And I have my this machine running. Let me turn off it. So when I choose this, so it will open this window. And you can see there is one more machine in my physical laptop. Okay, so I am using this Dell laptop, and within that machine, I have another machine. Okay, so that is the benefit of using the Hyper-V software. So no worries. I will give you the link to download VMware Workstation. Or if you are using Windows 10 system, go to this thing, your start menu, and simply type Hyper-V. And you can open Hyper-V as administrator, and then you can follow the steps which I have shown you for the installation of operating system. Okay, so let it cook. Meanwhile, I will show you the other parts of the what is next after installation of operating system. So after installing operating system, you will install application. So obviously, when you buy new mobile, you get the Android pre-installed. So what you will do, you will install application. Okay. So after the installation of this server operating system, you will simply install or enable some apps. So there are two kinds of apps, web or network based app like Chrome, WhatsApp, they require internet. So they are called as network based app. Then you have non-web or network based, non-web or non-network based apps. Okay, they are MS Office, Adobe Acrobat, MP3, MP4 player, your gallery, your clock. Okay, and your settings. These all functions without internet or network. So they are non-web, non-network based apps. Okay.
Mustafa bhai,
Yes.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but
Yeah.
unable to see your screen on my laptop.
Is it for everyone?
I don't know. I think one more guy is there.
No, sir.
Sohail and Sayyid Bilal is facing the same kind of issue. Mustafa bhai.
Okay.
But I can see
Uh,
your screen on my phone, but it is not showing
uh,
on the laptop.
okay. So I recommend that you people disconnect from the laptop and reconnect if you have not tried already.
So should I reconnect the Teams from laptop?
Yeah. Disconnect from laptop and connect again.
All right, I'll do that.
Yeah. So meanwhile, you can see it from mobile. Okay. So you can see my machine is now up and running. So I will use this machine. So after the installation of operating system, you will have this plain machine. Okay. So this is nothing but a server operating system. Okay. This is my base machine, and this is my virtual machine. So now I need to verify what operating system is installed. So from this blank screen, nobody will understand that what operating system is installed. Okay, unless you are very much familiar about the screen. So I will simply go to run and I will give the command winver. Winver is Windows version short form, the command, which gives you output that what is the operating system installed on your machine. So you can see the operating system installed is Windows Server 2016. And if I go to my base machine, it's Windows. So my base, I have installed virtual machine, which is Windows 16. Now, just because I have installed server operating system on this machine, it does not become a server. Okay, so you just try to differentiate and try to understand what I am trying to tell. This is my client operating system, and this is my server operating system. But just because I have installed Windows Server 2016, that doesn't mean it is a it is a server machine. It has server operating system, but unless and until you enable any service, this machine won't be called as server. This is just a client. So every server system machine is a client unless and until you enable any services on it. Okay. So now the question arises, how will I enable the service? So if I go here and if I type server manager, so you have this pre-built software. Okay, I think I lost in between for some seconds or some minutes. Okay, so I'm back. So this is the dashboard where you will able to enable services. So this is the console. So how to go into that? Go to server manager, and from the uh, dashboard, you have to choose this option, add roles and features. Okay. Then you have to select next. Then you will have to select like role based or feature based installation. Select a server. Then we have only one machine in our network. So I will select that machine. And this is a very important screen. Okay, so these are something inbuilt services that comes with the bundle of server operating system. Okay, like you purchase a mobile. Okay, so there are some default apps which comes along with Android, like your clock, your gallery, and your system settings, your display settings. These are all the inbuilt apps. So similarly, whenever you purchase a server operating system, these are all service that comes within the server operating system. You don't need to purchase. You don't need to purchase Active Directory service. You don't need to purchase a DHCP server. These are all pre-configured. So if I want to install any service, I will simply check mark that service. For example, I want to make this server as a DHCP server. I will simply check mark it and I will add features. Okay, then I will say continue, and okay, it will ask for some features, then it will say next. I say next, and then I will click install. I am not going to install it because this server already has a Active Directory service installed on it. Okay, so again, to add any roles or enable any services on this server operating system, a blank operating system, you have to go to server manager, you have to click on add roles and features, and then you have to select the services. For example, if I want to make this server as web server, then what service I will enable? I am going to enable this web server, IIS. I will say add features, then I will say next. I will say next, say next. It will check mark all the prerequisites automatically. I will say next, and then I will click install. Okay, but I don't want to make it as a web server. Okay, so just make a note, server manager, okay, a dashboard. In that, you have to go to add rows and feature, then you have to enable the service. This thing I have provided in the notes. Okay, how to install any services. Okay, go to add roles and features. Then you have to select what feature you need to install. Okay, and then accordingly, you have to follow the steps and complete the steps until the feature is installed. Okay, so in this machine, I have installed my and if you similarly, if you want to remove any role, just go to same thing, add roles and features. And instead of this thing, you can uncheck this, okay, by selecting the remove feature. You can uncheck this and you can select next. Okay, so automatically the roles will be removed. Okay, now to check what our roles are installed, again, same steps, go to add roles and features, next, next, next. And I can see Active Directory domain services installed, DNS server is installed. So that means this server is AD server and also a DNS server. Okay. Now, if you see, this machine has the application has been installed. But what if you want some services which are not listed? I want to make this machine as a mail server. Okay, so tomorrow your boss comes to you and he says that, okay, good that you have installed the server operating system. Now make this server as mail server, but there is no option of any mail services on this. Okay, you got my point. There is nothing called as mail service. So the mail service is the Exchange server. The Exchange server does not comes as a inbuilt software. You have to install it from a external device. Okay, like you will have to install from pen drive, or you will have to go to internet and download Exchange server and then install it. Okay, so those are not inbuilt app. So the application which comes with the bundle are called as inbuilt apps, and the application which does not comes and we have to install it from the external media, then it is called as the external applications. Okay, so just make a point of this notes. Okay, so we have walked you through how to installing operating system. So for that you have to install Hyper-V or VMware Workstation, and in that you can practice. Then I explained you different types of service in server operating system. So we have various services like we have DNS, we have DHCP, we have Active Directory. Just go to that service and just check mark it and say next, next, next until you go to get you get the option of install. Okay, once you click on install, you will be able to install that particular application. Okay. Our course is, we are going to learn about DNS. We are going to learn about Active Directory, and we will check what all things we can do after the installation of Active Directory. Okay. So let me turn off this. I will pull another server. Okay, let it start. So after, what is DNS? Let me explain you what is DNS. Okay, so just because of the hard disk space, it's not functioning. Let me explain the core concept of DNS. So what is DNS? DNS is a domain naming system which resolves host to IP and IP to host. ठीक है, तो जितने भी सर्विसेज है तुम्हारे, उन सारे सर्विसेज का अपना ही कुछ कुछ काम होता है. जैसा DNS, it resolves host to IP address. Active Directory, it provides the directory service. Okay, so I will explain you. It are all the technical terms. No need to worry. I will explain in layman term what is DNS. तो व्हाट इज डीएनएस? डीएनएस, यू कैन, आप डीएनएस को अपने मोबाइल के कांटेक्ट के जैसा समझ सकते हो. ओके, डीएनएस यू कैन करस्पॉन्ड, और यू कैन टेक द एग्जांपल ऑफ मोबाइल कांटेक्ट. ठीक है, तो क्या करता है डीएनएस? whenever you use a mobile device, okay, and if you want to dial a number, for example, if you want to dial to me using a mobile devices, or using your WhatsApp, or using your contact, so what you will do, you will search for my name and you will dial the number. You won't remember my number. Okay, so what DNS does, it resolve the host name to IP address. So similarly, the DNS service is there in your mobile, okay, where you save the contact which is mapped to a mobile number, the 10-digit mobile number. For example, if I'm dialing Imran, or if I'm dialing Vishu, and what I will do, I will simply go to my mobile device, I will search for the name, and I will select dial. Okay, so what is going to happen in the background? A mobile number is being dialed instead of name. Okay, so why you are dialing the name? Just for remembering, for the ease. Okay, for user friendly experience, you are dialing the name. You won't able to remember all the phone numbers in your device. Okay, so mobile application or the mobile developers came with this solution where the name is mapped to your contact mobile number. Okay, so in mobile, it will like it's Mustafa. Then the number is 987654322124, something 10-digit number. Okay, and if it's Imran number, then it will be a separate number. So similarly, DNS is a domain naming system which resolve host to IP address. This mobile number is identity of my mobile. Similarly, IP is the identity of your system. A system means your laptop, desktop servers. IP is the identity of your system. जैसा तुम्हारा मोबाइल नंबर 10 डिजिट का होता है, वैसे ही तुम्हारा ये जो IP है, ये होता है 4 ऑक्टेट का. It will be it will look like this 10.1 10.1.1.1. ओके, आईपी एड्रेस का फॉर्मेट है 4 octets. दिस इज कॉल्ड एज ऑक्टेट. ऑक्टेट 1, ऑक्टेट 2, octet 3 and octet 4. Okay, so IP address is built up of 4 octet. Mobile device mobile number is built of 10 digit numbers. जब भी 10 डिजिट का नंबर ये देखते हैं तो हम लोग देखते हैं भाई 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. ओके, 10 डिजिट है, देन दिस इज द मोबाइल नंबर. So whenever you see this thing, you should understand that this is the IP address. So what is IP address? IP address is the internet protocol. It is the identity of your system. Okay. So you have a multiple system in your organization. कि तुम्हारे ऑफिस में समझो 5-6 मशीन है. ओके, तो एवरी मशीन विल हैव इट्स ओन आईपी. ठीक है, इसका आईपी रहेगा 10.1.1.1. ओके, एंड इसका आईपी रहेगा .2. इट विल हैव सिमिलरली .3 सो ऑन. इसका आईपी रहेगा .9 समथिंग. ओके, सो एवरी मशीन का जो लास्ट का ये नंबर है वो चेंज होएगा. ठीक है, तो दिस इज 10.1.1.1. तो 9th मशीन विल बी 10.1.1.9. ओके, and example, this is named as PC1. Okay, and this is named as PC9. ठीक है, so what will happen if PC1 wants to contact PC9? The user from PC1 will have to remember the IP address. Okay, so instead of remembering the IP address, it is very easy to remember the computer name instead of IP address. So PC1 will just go like this, go to run, and then it will say //PC1. Okay, and say okay. So it will connect to that machine PC9. Okay, it is same like your mobile contact number. Instead of dialing this number, you just go to name, search by name and dial it. So similarly, in the network world, in the system network, the PC1, if they want to communicate to PC9, instead of going to, this is the command for connecting any machines. Instead of putting this 10.1.1.9, I will simply put the name of this IP address, that is the PC9. Okay, so the person who translates PC9 IP to mobile address, that person is called as DNS. Okay, तो DNS ऐसा आदमी है जो बोलता है कि ये PC9 है तो इसका आईपी एड्रेस है ये PC3 है तो इसका आईपी एड्रेस है 10.1.1.3. तो ये कुछ नहीं है, इट इज जस्ट लाइक अ कॉन्टैक्ट ऑफ योर मोबाइल फोन. ओके, जैसा मोबाइल फोन बताता है कि ये नंबर है तो ये नाम है. ठीक है, तो नाउ इफ यू रीड द डेफिनेशन, the reason why I'm giving you a descriptive information is because it is interview question. What is DNS? DNS is a domain naming system which resolves host to IP and IP to host. तो ये सिर्फ host to IP नहीं करता है. ये PC9 है तो इसका IP ये है, बट ये भी काम करता है. अगर ये IP है तो इसका PC नेम क्या है, ये काम भी करता है. ओके, सो इट वर्क्स बोथ द वे. लाइक योर मोबाइल डिवाइस, इफ यू डायल एन नेम, इट विल डायल द नंबर. लेकिन तुम जब नंबर डायल करोगे तो ऑटोमेटिकली उसका नंबर भी आ जाता है, नाम आ जाता है. तो मोबाइल डिवाइस का जो डीएनएस है वो भी दोनों साइड से काम करता है. नाम डायल करोगे तो नंबर डायल होगा, नंबर डायल करोगे तो ऑटोमेटिकली नाम डिस्प्ले हो जाएगा. ठीक है, तो DNS is a domain naming system which resolve host to IP and IP to host name. Okay, so queries in DNS. Queries in DNS, we will check a little later on. Okay, the records in DNS, as of now, there are two major records, host record and pointer records. ये बाकी के जो 5 records है, we will take a look on this 5 records later. Okay, zones भी अपन बाद में देखते हैं. कैसा DNS सर्वर कैसा बनाना है, add roles and features में जाके you have to just check mark this DNS server and it is installed. So if I open my machine, इस मशीन में ऑलरेडी मैंने DNS इंस्टॉल किया है. आई विल एक्सप्लेन यू कि DNS का कंसोल कैसा दिखता कैसा है. ठीक है, ये DNS का कंसोल जैसा तुम्हारे मोबाइल में कॉन्टैक्ट्स का कंसोल है ना, सेम वैसे ही दिखेगा. ठीक है, बट आई विल एक्सप्लेन कि तुम लोग इसमें कॉन्टैक्ट्स कैसे ऐड कर सकते हो और रिकॉर्ड्स कैसे ऐड कर सकते हो. DNS का एक फायदा है और एक चीज, DNS supports dynamic updates. Okay, now coming back to this diagram. समझो मेरे पास बहुत सारे मशीन है, मशीन 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, बहुत सारे मशीन है और ये मेरा DNS सर्वर है. ठीक है, तो दिस इज PC1. DNS क्या करेगा मालूम है, ये जाएगा भाई, बोलेगा भाई कौन है तू. PC1 बोलेगा मैं PC1 हूँ. अच्छा, तेरा, अच्छा ओके तू PC1 है, ठीक है चल. तेरा IP क्या है, so it will say my IP is 10.1.1.1. So DNS automatically goes to each and every machine and asks for its host name and IP address. And it will automatically updates its database. तुमको कुछ नहीं करना है, तुमको जाके PC1 जैसा मोबाइल में मैन्युअली कॉन्टैक्ट बनाते हो ना, वैसा कुछ नहीं बनाना है. DNS सर्वर इंस्टॉल होने के बाद DNS is smart enough to scan the network and रजिस्टर द नेम एंड द IP एड्रेस. ठीक है, सिमिलरली ये जाएगा PC2 के पास, बोलेगा भाई कौन है तू, ये बोलेगा मैं PC2 हूँ. अच्छा ठीक है चल, तेरे को भी मैं अपडेट करता हूँ. सो इट विल गो PC2 एंड ब्ला 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 एंड 2. ओके, तो सिमिलरली और सब मशीन्स को ऐसा, अभी मेरे नेटवर्क में समझो 5 8 मशीन है. ठीक है, तो सबका रिकॉर्ड बना देगा. फिर अचानक एक हफ्ते के बाद मेरे नेटवर्क में PC9 आ गया समझो. तो ये DNS क्या करेगा, वापस इसके पास जाएगा, भाई बोलेगा भाई तू नया आया लगता है, तेरा नाम बता और तेरा IP एड्रेस बता. तो ये भी बताएगा. तो ऑटोमेटिकली इट विल क्रिएट अ रिकॉर्ड दैट दिस इज PC9, द IP एड्रेस इज 10.1.1.9. सो व्हाट आई मीन टू से इज DNS है ना, इट विल कीप एन आई ऑन द नेटवर्क कि कोई नया मशीन आ रहा है क्या मेरे नेटवर्क में. इट विल गो एंड चेक and pick up the details. So this automatic record creation is called as dynamic update. Okay, dynamic बोले तो automatic. So DNS works dynamically. So let me show the example. तो कोई भी कंसोल में कैसा जाना है देखो, इट इज लाइक वेरी सिंपल. जैसा तुम्हारे मशीन्स में तुम लोग कोई भी एप्लीकेशन में जाना है तुमको, तो मोबाइल में अब तुम होम होम स्क्रीन में अनलॉक करोगे, फिर स्क्रीन को स्वैप करोगे और उसमें जाके एप्लीकेशन ओपन करोगे. तो इसमें कैसा है, इसमें आपको जाना है DNS में, तो यहाँ पर जाके आपको सिर्फ DNS मारना है. अगर यहाँ पर नहीं मिला तो जाओ सीधा सर्वर मैनेजर में. सर्वर मैनेजर में टूल्स है, टूल्स के अंदर आपको DNS मिलेगा. ठीक है, तो जो भी एप्लीकेशन इंस्टॉल होता है, गिव मी अ मिनट, और 5 निमिष है. ओके, तो कोई भी एप्लीकेशन इंस्टॉल है तो सब कुछ तुमको यहाँ पर टूल्स में मिल जाएगा। टूल्स में जाओ, डीएनएस का कंसोल ओपन करो। नाउ दिस इज हाउ योर डीएनएस कंसोल लुक्स। इफ आई एक्सपैंड, गो टू फॉरवर्ड लुकअप जोन, मैंने डोमेन बनाया tata.com के नाम से। यहाँ पर देखो तुम्हारे को दिख रहा है होस्ट रिकॉर्ड और उसका आईपी। ठीक है, मतलब मेरे नेटवर्क में दो मशीन है। एक मशीन है 172.27.39 139.197, ये एक मशीन का आईपी है। ठीक है, और ये एक मशीन का आईपी है। ठीक है, तो जैसे जैसे मेरे नेटवर्क में मशीन ऐड होते जाएगी ना, तो यहाँ पर ना ये रजिस्टर बढ़ते जाएगा। ऑटोमेटिकली दिस रजिस्टर विल फिल अप। ओके, सो दिस इज कॉल्ड एज डायनेमिक अपडेट। लेकिन फॉर एग्जाम्पल इस मशीन का आईपी एड्रेस डीएनएस रजिस्टर नहीं कर पाया, पीसी नंबर 4 का आईपी रजिस्टर नहीं कर पाया, और देन यू सी और सी यू सी पीसी नंबर 4 तो नहीं दिख रहा है इधर, तो क्या करना है? तो यू विल क्रिएट द रिकॉर्ड मैन्युअली। तो रिकॉर्ड कैसा क्रिएट करते हैं? गो टू न्यू होस्ट रिकॉर्ड, राइट क्लिक करो, इस कंसोल में जाओ। सिंपली यहाँ पर भी राइट क्लिक कर सकते हो या तो यहाँ पर भी राइट क्लिक कर सकते हो। तो न्यू होस्ट रिकॉर्ड, तो यहाँ पर बोलना है नेम क्या है, तो मैं बोलूंगा भाई नाम है PC4। तो क्या आईपी एड्रेस क्या है? 10.1 10.1.1.4। ठीक है, मैं ऐड होस्ट कर दूंगा। तो नाउ यू कैन सी PC4 का रिकॉर्ड बन गया। ये डीएनएस ऑटोमेटिकली करता है, बट इन केस कभी उसी ने डीएनएस फेल टू रिकॉग्नाइज इट, what you have to do, you have to go and create that manually. Okay, so this is how the DNS work. Okay, you can create automatic records and you can also create manual record. The record which is created by you is manual, and the record which is created by DNS itself, it is called as the dynamic record. समझ में आया? So for that's it for today's session. And if there's अगले सेशन में अपन ये चेक करेंगे कि एक्टिव डायरेक्टरी कैसा इंस्टॉल करना है। ठीक है, एक्टिव डायरेक्टरी कैसा इंस्टॉल करना है, डीएससीपी कैसा इंस्टॉल करना है, एडी इंस्टॉल करने के बाद अपन क्या क्या काम कर सकते हैं, तो ये सब चीज अपन नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में करेंगे। ओके, सो टुडे जस्ट अ क्विक रिकैप, अपन आज क्या क्या किए। We saw the introduction to information technology. We understood what is how to understand the information technology. I gave you the example of your mobile devices, then different departments that are available, and you have to precisely look into infra. ओके, सो कैसा फील्ड, कौन से फील्ड में जाओगे, इंफ्रा क्या होता है, ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम क्या होता है, एप्लीकेशन क्या होता है, ओके, प्रोडक्ट्स कौन से हैं, डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ सर्वर्स। ये दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, देयर आर टू टाइप्स ऑफ सर्वर्स, ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम, सर्वर ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम एंड क्लाइंट ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम। फिर ऐप्स कितने टाइप के होते हैं, देन ये दिस आई विल शेयर VMware वर्कस्टेशन का लिंक और सर्वर ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम का लिंक। सो ये तुम्हारे लिए लैब है आज के लिए, मैं ग्रुप में अपडेट करूंगा। यू हैव टू इंस्टॉल virtual machine on your laptop and also the server operating system on that laptop. Okay, so step मैंने बताया था, इसमें जाओ, राइट क्लिक करो, न्यू मशीन क्रिएट करो, न्यू वर्चुअल मशीन। VMware वर्कस्टेशन में भी अगर तुम जाओगे तो यहाँ पर ही होम पेज में डैशबोर्ड में रहेगा क्रिएट ए न्यू वर्चुअल मशीन। सो VMware वर्कस्टेशन इज मच मोर इजियर देन दिस Hyper-V, तो वो यूज करो। उसके अंदर सर्वर ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम इंस्टॉल करो। सर्वर ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम का प्रोडक्ट की के साथ मैं सर्वर 2016 का लिंक दूंगा उसमें, और तुमको उसमें इंस्टॉल करना है। ओके, तो यहाँ पर उसके बाद सर्वर ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम इंस्टॉल करने के बाद तुमको डीएनएस इनेबल करना है। डीएनएस इनेबल करके, डीएनएस मैंने बता दिया था कैसा करना है। डीएनएस के लिए तुमको जाना है डीएनएस के लिए तुमको जाना है सर्वर मैनेजर में, और इसमें ऐड रोल्स एंड फीचर्स में जाके डीएनएस को चेक मार्क करना है। सो द लैब फॉर टुडे इज इंस्टॉल वर्चुअल मशीन, install virtualization software, install a server operating system, and enable a DNS service and create one host record manually. मैं labs तुम्हारे को WhatsApp में दे दूंगा. So you have to create and be ready with the next session. Okay. और कुछ होता है तो मेरे को मैसेज करो if in case you are stuck anywhere. ठीक है. And I hope the session was informative. So we can wind up unless and until anyone have any questions. किसी को कुछ पूछना है?
So the steps you explained, I felt quite fast.
Sorry?
The steps to install this operating system and all, it was very fast.
Okay. The thing is that I have not yet installed the operating system. मैंने तुम्हारे को operating system installation का steps बताया नहीं because my hypervisor is not functioning. So मैंने जो पहले से installed हुआ है वही बताया मैंने. ठीक है. So no worries. मैं तुम्हारे को बताऊंगा कि how to install operating system. तो let me go again. Okay. ये let me disconnect this. I will go to new. I will say virtual machine. And then I will go to next. I will name the virtual machine like this will be my PC1 or store this virtual machine in the different location, but let it be in C. उसके बाद मैं करता हूँ next. I will say generation 2 next. And I will give the default memory or I can expand the memory 2048. उसके बाद next. Okay. You people can take screenshot if you wish. Connection switch देना है तो you can use default switch or you can say not connected. इसका मतलब क्या है कि ये वर्चुअल मशीन नेटवर्क में होना चाहिए या नहीं. अगर वर्चुअल मशीन को नेटवर्क में नहीं डालना है तो नॉट कनेक्टेड कर दो. अगर वर्चुअल मशीन को तुम्हारे बेस मशीन के साथ नेटवर्क पे लाना है तो डिफॉल्ट स्विच कर दो. इसको आप लोग यू कैन change this configuration afterward also. It's not necessary कि अभी कर दिए तो बाद में नहीं कर सकते. So you can say not connected or default switch. Then I will say next. और यहाँ पर मेरा जो PC का नाम है I will say जो डिफॉल्ट ले लो. एंड ये बोलता है कि हार्ड डिस्क कितना बनाना है. तो हार्ड डिस्क मैं बोलूंगा भाई मेरे को आई एम ओके विथ 30 GB because this is the lab. So 30 GB is okay. उसके बाद I will say next. And it will ask for installing an operating system later. I will say no, I want to install it right now. So वो बोलेगा भाई अगर इंस्टॉल करना है तो तेरा DVD की तरह. तो DVD is the ISO file which I already have. ये जो ISO file डाउनलोड करने का लिंक मैं तुम लोग को दे दूंगा. तो you can put it in laptop. शायद 2-3 घंटा लगेगा इसको डाउनलोड होने के लिए depending on the speed of the network you have at your home. तो ये DVD ऐसा दिखेगा तुम्हारे को. इंग्लिश विंडोज सर्वर 2016. मैंने इसको डी में स्टोर करके रखा है. तो उसे ओपन. I will say next and then I will say finish. तो जैसे ही फिनिश हो जाएगा ये मेरे हाइपरवाइजर के कंसोल में दिखेगा ये जो PC1 मैंने बनाया है. तो इसको फिर तुमको स्टार्ट करना है. ओके. अब स्टार्ट करने के बाद इसको वर्चुअल मशीन ये पूछेगा कि भाई लेट मी virtual machine boot summary. The bootloader failed network data boot email was not found. No operating system unloaded. Your virtual machine may be configured. In exit and reconfigure your VMs or click restart to retry the current boot sequence. तो मैं इसको जाता हूँ, डिस्टर्ब कर देता हूँ, बट तुम लोग को ये एरर नहीं आएगा, तुम्हारा सीधा विंडोज का इंस्टॉलेशन चालू हो जाएगा। Because of my low hard disk, I am not able to install the operating system. So what will happen? You will get the summary of installation, like language select karo, username, password dalo. So all basic things. You have to just click on next, 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 and install. Okay. So next is I will troubleshoot this, and I will ensure that कि operating system installation का steps मैं तुम लोगों को बताऊं। ठीक है। तो अनलेस अंटिल देन अगर तुम लोग को ये जो हाइपरवाइजर में कुछ इशू आता है, तो यू कैन सेंड मैसेज टू मी एंड आई विल एक्सप्लेन यू वेयर यू आर लैकिंग समथिंग। ओके, so anything else, anyone?
Thank you, sir. Sir, one more thing, that manual DNS.
Okay, so for manual DNS, let me go to my DNS server. So DNS is something which is dynamic. Dynamic means मैं जब भी dynamic बोलूंगा तो आपको समझ जाना है it is automatic. So in technical words, technical language, dynamic is automatic and manual is static. Okay, so manual DNS, the better technical word is static DNS. So let it spin. Anyone have any other question until this machine is running? Anyone? Okay, so to go to make a manual DNS or to insert a static IP, you go to server manager. Okay.
Mustafa bhai,
Yes.
can you please give
Yes.
me a small view server and client operating system?
What you want?
Just read. I just want to you to re-explain the server and client operating system.
Difference between server operating system and client?
Just explain it in short.
Yeah, let me complete this first. So here I am, here I am going to create a static IP address. Static means the manual DNS record. So I will go to this server manager tools. यहाँ पर तुम्हारे सारे कंसोल्स मिल जाते हैं, जो इनबिल्ट कंसोल्स है या जो कंसोल्स तुमने इनेबल किया है। आई विल गो टू DNS। ठीक है, अब एज्यूम करो कि तुम्हारे नेटवर्क पे यू विल एक्सपैंड योर डोमेन, तुम्हारे नेटवर्क पे PC5 आया है, बट द DNS फेल्ड टू क्रिएट ए रिकॉर्ड फॉर PC5। तो क्या करोगे? बंदा आके बोलता है कि PC5 मेरे को नहीं मिल रहा है नेटवर्क पे, नाम से IP से मिल रहा है लेकिन नाम से नहीं मिल रहा है। तो एज अ DNS एडमिन यू विल गो टू दिस DNS कंसोल एंड यू विल सी, हाँ यहाँ पर PC5 है क्या? नहीं, PC4 दिख रहा है मेरे को, ये बाकी बलते बलते सब दिख रहा है लेकिन PC5 नहीं दिख रहा है। तो उसको बोलना ओके, नो वरीज, DNS ने अपना काम नहीं किया है, बट डोंट बी सैड एंड आई विल क्रिएट दैट रिकॉर्ड फॉर यू। तो कुछ नहीं करना है तुमको, यहाँ राइट क्लिक करो, यहाँ पर होस्ट रिकॉर्ड बनाना है। तो एज अ सेड देयर आर टू टाइप्स ऑफ रिकॉर्ड्स, होस्ट रिकॉर्ड एंड पॉइंटर रिकॉर्ड। तो तुमको होस्ट रिकॉर्ड बनाना है, यहाँ पर तुमको बोलना है नेम। तो वो उससे पूछना है भाई क्या है, PC का नाम क्या है? तो वो बोलेगा, सबसे पहले तो वो तो बताएगा कि भाई मेरे को PC का नाम नहीं मालूम है, लेकिन मेरे को वो मशीन को कनेक्ट करना है नाम से। तो पीसी का नाम चेक करने के लिए कमांड है, उसको बोलना कमांड प्रॉम्प्ट में जा और यहाँ पर होस्ट नेम टाइप कर। ठीक है, तो देखो ये जो LTL ये जो है ना, ये होस्ट नेम है। यहाँ पर उसको ये मेरे वर्चुअल मशीन का होस्ट नेम दूसरा कुछ है। ठीक है, तो वो बोलेगा भाई होस्ट नेम है ना PC4 है, तो सॉरी PC5 है, तो मैं बोलूँगा ओके उस नेम इज PC5। उसका IP क्या है, तो उसको बोलेगा भाई उसका IP है 10.1.1.5 और हेड होस्ट कर देंगे। तो क्या हो गया, PC5 का होस्ट रिकॉर्ड बन चुका है, ओके, विद द IP एड्रेस। नाउ द क्वेश्चन माइट अराइज कि मैंने होस्ट नेम तो पता चल गया, लेकिन उसका IP एड्रेस 10.1.1.5 है, ये कैसा पता चलेगा? हाउ विल यू एंश्योर that the IP address of that machine is what? ओके, तो उसको बोलना है, जैसा वो एंड यूजर है वो बोलता है भाई मेरे को नहीं मालूम है IP एड्रेस कैसा देखना है, तो उसको बोलना है गो टू, नो वरीज, गो टू रन, गो टू कमांड प्रॉम्प्ट ओपन करो और उसको बोलना है ये कमांड टाइप कर, तो इट विल से गिव यू दिस IP एड्रेस। ठीक है, मेरे एग्जांपल में मैंने 10.1.1.5 लिया है, लेकिन दिस इज द IP एड्रेस 172.2.22.240.214, ओके, जिसका रिकॉर्ड ऑलरेडी यहाँ पर है। ठीक है, तो IP एड्रेस देखने का कमांड क्या है, IP config। आई होप नाउ कि तुम यू आर फेमिलियर हाउ टू क्रिएट अ स्टैटिक और अ मैनुअल होस्ट रिकॉर्ड इन अ DNS। ओके, एनीवन हैज एनी अदर क्वेश्चंस? Anyone? Or are we good to wind up? So if you are good to wind up, we can wind up now. And अगला सेशन में अपन AD इंस्टॉल करेंगे and we will do the configuration of Active Directory and we will see कि AD इंस्टॉल करने के बाद क्या क्या करते हैं. So until then, bye. Hope the session was informative. And if any people have any doubt, and if you suddenly you remember that you missed this point, so you can always message me, and I will try to explain as quick as possible. Okay. So until then, bye. Uh, Everyone, see you in next session. Okay. So next session will be probably on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Hello. Yes.
You are
Any-
supposed to explain about the server and client operating system.
Oh, so very sorry for that. Okay, so
That's okay.
yeah. So this is the very first point in the notes which I'll be sharing. Server is a machine which gives service. Client is a machine which receives service. Which this means in server operating system you can enable the service like DNS, DHCP, IIS, web server, AD. All this thing you can configure in server operating system. लेकिन क्लाइंट ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम में तुम ये सब नहीं कर सकते हो. लाइक इन विंडोज 10 मशीन, आई विल गिव यू अ विंडोज 10 मशीन और मैं बोलता हूँ सोहेल मेरे को अभी इसमें ना DNS इंस्टॉल करके बता. ठीक है, तो यूर आंसर वुड बी दिस इज द क्लाइंट मशीन. I cannot install a DNS server on a client machine because the DNS server is programmed and the binaries exist on the server operating system. Okay. So a server operating system is any machine which gives service. And what are the service? The example of service DNS or DHCP or Active Directory. तो जो भी मशीन में तुम सर्विस कॉन्फ़िगर कर सकते हो वो मशीन सर्वर है, और जो मशीन सिर्फ सर्विस लेगा तो वो मशीन क्लाइंट है. ठीक है, अपना मोबाइल का जो एंड्रॉयड है दैट इज योर क्लाइंट ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम. विंडोज 10, विंडोज 7, these are all client operating system. Got it? That is the
Got it.
difference.
Thank you.
So interview question है ये generally. What is server and what is client? Server is a machine which gives service. Client वो machine है जो service लेता है. Server service देता है, client service लेता है. It is as simple as that. Okay. I will share the notes from today's session and I hope the session was informative and we can disconnect now. And किसी को कुछ बोलना है तो I will give you 1 more minute and then we can disconnect. Okay, so we can disconnect the session. Thanks everyone for participating and I hope the session
Thank you.
was informative. Yeah, bye everyone. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.